Hello and welcome to my channel. I believe a lot of Nigerians have seen the interview granted by the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, to the Arise News TV. And if you have not seen the interview, I will shortly show you in this video. Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Tinubu, through his media officer, has slammed Atiku Abubakar for stoking religious bias in a bid to win the 2023 presidential election. Tinubu said the former vice president was an hypocrite for using the issue of a Muslim ticket as a political strategy, adding that Atiku was exhibiting traits of desperation. Atiku has no oral justification to have raised the issue of Muslim tickets. Perhaps he believes people have forgotten his antics during the 1993 election after he lost his bid to the presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party. Atiku lobbied to become the running mate to late Chief MKO Abiola. Then Atiku did not see anything wrong with such a ticket as long as he was on it. Atiku, who was also answering questions in 2019 on a talk show, The Candidate, a month before elections, said anti-open grazing law was unconstitutional and infringed on the right of Fulani herdsmen to freedom of movement and residence across the country. Atiku made this statement in the face of the mayhem the herdsmen have unleashed on farmers across the country. Inasmuch as many Nigerians, especially the Christian organizations, feel the issue of Muslim tickets is unjust, it is saddening to see Atiku become unhinged from the truth. So upset is he with his quest for office. Atiku is willing to render any form of untrue if he thinks it might gain him a single vote.
3 questions for you, 2 about APC and 1 about Nigeria in general. So since we've talked about Labour Party, we'll talk about APC. What is your assessment of your prospects now that the APC running mate, Bola Tinubu, has chosen somebody from the Northeast in Senator Kashim Shettima? You're also from the Northeast, hence the question. Secondly, what is your view of a Muslim ticket and its viability in a time such as this? And thirdly, the disunity that we find ourselves in as a nation. What are your thoughts on that? How did we get here as a country? And what will you do to heal these
So we go to that through APC now. We go to that through APC. My fundamental disagreement with Asiwaju since 2007 was on the issue of Muslim ticket. That was my fundamental disagreement and departure politically from Asiwaju. Remember, I came out of PDP on the issue of zoning, and together with Asiwaju we formed ACN, and I was given a ticket in Lagos, and he insisted to be my running mate. And I said, no, I'm not going to have a Muslim ticket. And because of that, he switched his support to the late Umaru Yar'Adua. That was the parting point. And of course, it is also a fact that when Buhari emerged in 2015 in Lagos, I opposed a Muslim ticket. I opposed it. And my opposition actually reinforced the decision of President Buhari to pick a Christian running mate. So I have all along opposed that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe it's right for a country, like Nigeria, a multi-ethnic, multi-religious country. There should be balancing of, interests, whether religious or otherwise. And then what was your other point?
Your assessment of your prospects in the Northeast, because the APC running mate comes from the Northeast.
Well, certainly my prospects are much higher. I think it's an unfair question to ask me because I know that my prospects are much higher. I mean, if you know the composition of the Northeast, you have Borno and Yobe. These are essentially 2 Kanuri states. And then you have the other states, which are essentially the House of Fulani states. So even if people are going to vote on that basis, I think I have a more favorable, distinct from the Northeast.
Okay, I was going to ask you about something else, but let me start with Bola Tinubu, since you mentioned his name. Yes, in 2007, the two of you were together in the Action Congress of Nigeria. Publicly, the two of you are friends. So how do you feel running against a man who is considered as your ally? Because people already say, well, there isn't much difference between the two of them. They are friends. They are like minds. So whoever wins between the two of them is same of the same. But the question I actually wanted to ask is about Ruga and your opposition.
What?
Ruga, your opposition to anti-open grazing law in some of the states or in all the states. In 2019, ahead of the election, you complained that this is a violation of the rights of the Hausa Fulani or herdsmen to live anywhere, to enjoy the freedom of movement. Now you want to unify the country. And that was a major issue ahead of the 2019 election. Have you had cause to change your position?
First of all, grazing or no grazing is not a federal issue. It's a state or regional issue. I have more than 1,000 heads of cattle. They have never gone beyond Adamawa State. So as far as I'm concerned, it is a regional or state issue. This is the facts of the case. So states are at liberty to take whatever measures in terms of law, either for or anti-grazing, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think the Federation should have anything to do with it. And I believe that was even what used to happen even in the First Republic. Yes, in the First Republic, there was a grazing in the northern region because we used to have grazing reserves there in the northern region. But then the region became, split into states. And it is therefore the responsibility of the states. It's a concurrent issue even in our constitution. I don't think we should try to bring about, either legislation or changes at the national level.